Hello, my name is Zalia Coronis, and I just won because I drew my rare candy first, and now my Charizard is in the active spot, ready to blast away whatever is in your active spot the next turn. I'm sure everybody has seen this by now, Extra Dimensional Crisis. We're getting a new pack on May 29th, we're getting new EX cards, we're getting new abilities, tools, and supporter cards to play with, but every time they release a pack at the start of every month, people ask the question, are they releasing cards too fast? I think the answer is no. It helps keep the meta from getting stale, it keeps things fresh, and in a very basic card game like TCG Pocket, that's pretty important to keep things like constantly getting fresh, constantly renewing, so that we have things to talk about, things to play with, new tools, things like that. But there's got to be a reason why people are asking that question, right? And I think it's just because the rates on the cards suck. Like, the rates on the cards really suck. And this recent pack is a great example of why it sucks. Now, I know I made a bold claim in saying that it's especially egregious this pack, but my case in point is this card right here, Rare Candy. If you don't know how it works, if you have like a Sprigatito in the active spot and you have a Meowscarada in your hand and you have this card in your hand, you can play a Rare Candy, you can evolve into the Meowscarada, and boom, there you go. Super speedy, super easy Meowscarada, which this card in itself is not necessarily the unhealthy part. What is the unhealthy part is how good the EX cards are right now in the current meta. A fully evolved Stage 2 Pokemon right now in the meta is ridiculous. Most of them can attack with 1 energy. They usually have very high HP. If they can't attack with 1 energy, they can usually attack with 2 energy. And right now, it just feels very bad to go against them because the only cards that are equipped to answer these things are other EX cards. Generally speaking, from this expansion, Charizard in the intro is from Shining Revelry. You can probably trade just to get a Charizard. That's aside the point. There are a lot of meta centralizing cards right now that are great with Rare Candy. I'm making a claim that the rates need to be upped for a healthy free-to-play experience, or we need to get better cards that are easier to draw. Blaine Deck from Genetic Apex comes to mind, that free-to-play players can play and stand a chance against the current meta. As things stand right now, you are 0.333% likely to get an EX card. Maybe you're fishing for Solgaleo because you want it in the meta. Crabominable is great on water. Incineroar is probably one of the best cards in the ladder right now. There are other good cards, which, by the way, you're about as likely to get a 3-diamond card as you are to get an EX card. Serena is pretty good. Talonflame is probably pretty good. We got Tapu Koko, which is pretty good in a lightning deck if you're running it, for example, with Oricorio, who you are also as likely to get as an EX card. And having the draw rates on these things be so close together and be so unlikely is not very great, especially when your attention is split between 2 packs. Pokemon really is all about, like, you know, you gotta catch them all, so maybe you have your split focus between 2 different packs because, oh, I have so many cards from Solgaleo, I really want my second Solgaleo, but I want to pull from Lunala because I barely have any of those cards because I've been hunting for my Solgaleo for so long, it becomes a little bit of an issue. The issue is somewhat mitigated by, like, you know, we have extra 2-star cards that, you know, up the rate of you getting that a little bit, which, by the way, puts it really close to the same chance as getting a 3-diamond card. 3-diamond cards sometimes, I don't know, Oricorio, for example, is a special art, so you can get that Tapu Koko, you know, but you're also as likely to get Cutie Fly or Comfey, which are not that great in the meta right now. If you like them, you like them, but it becomes a problem. 3-diamond cards are a little bit less egregious because you can just do, like, they release NPC battles every, like, pack that you can do a bunch of just to get some pack hourglasses. So you can save up pack points to get 150 of them. You can buy a 3-diamond card and maybe play with that in the meta if it's a card that you really wanted to play. It's perfectly reasonable-ish to get them as a free-to-play player, but that's aside the point, really. We've talked about the problem, or what I think the problem is, and I'd love to hear what you think the problem is in the comments down below. And if you like this kind of content, then hitting like and subscribe would be pretty nice. I work pretty hard on these things, and I haven't been able to stream as much, so I'm trying to make discussion videos. So if you want to see more of this, definitely like and subscribe. I know it's a little bit cheesy to ask, but it really, really helps me out. Now, I've talked about what the problem is. What do I think they should change to make things a little bit better? Number one, I mentioned it a little while ago, but I think they should up the draw rates. Right now, you 1.666% chance to get a EX card. Maybe just bump that up to a flat 2%, up 3 diamonds to a flat 4%, make it a little bit nicer. You know, 1 in 20 packs, you'll get a 3 diamond, 1 in 50 packs, maybe even less, you'll get an EX card. That will make things a little bit nicer. But other than the obvious up the rates, there are a couple of other things you can do, like these split packs, for example. What has been really, really great that I've found, especially as like a dolphin / whale who pulls cards in massive amounts, Mythical Island and Triumphant Light, and to an extent Shining Revelry, have been great. You know, there's a very small amount of cards. Your instances of getting duplicates are way higher, so you're less likely to go looking for like that Aerodactyl EX that you really want, that Pidgeot EX that you really, really want. So smaller single packs are actually much better and much healthier for the game, in my opinion. The second change that I would propose is pack points. Why aren't they universal? I get if you don't want to make them for the current pack, that's fine, that's whatever. It's the new pack, it's the thing people are excited about, people are pulling from it. You know, but I have like 215 points sitting here for Mythical Island that I'm never going to use. Why not just let me have this massive pool together so that I can maybe get like a special art blue, if blue ever became good in the meta. Another thing that I would introduce is why can't I bulk trade like 1 diamond cards for whatever card I want? You know, maybe I can trade 50 of them for a 2 diamond card that I want. Maybe I can trade 52 diamonds for a 3 diamond. Maybe I can trade 501 diamonds for an EX card. That would be wonderful, and I think that it definitely should be in the game now that we're getting to a point where we have like, I don't know how many packs, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 packs right now. Why can't I just burn cards? I'm sitting on a bunch of cards that I'm never going to use. It would help things get out of circulation, maybe make the trading thing that you're trying to push with the game more of a big deal for folks. Another thing that you can introduce, a third thing, is more cards per pack. The historic paper trading card game has had like 9 to 11 cards per pack. I think I pulled one the other day that had like 4 cards in it, but that's the... Why can't we get more than 5 cards per pack? Number one, that would be much better for free-to-play players. Number two, it would make packs more exciting because you just have more in there, even if it was like a junk pack that people would call, for example. But that would also get your pack points to end in something that's not a 5, and people would see their pack points end in like a 9, and they're like, oh, I can pull 1 more card, and I can get that 1 shiny card that I want. But they're getting like 7 to 8 cards. They're using pack hourglasses. Maybe if we want like the monkey brain number go up kind of thing, it's that kind of thing. Why don't we get some packs that give you more cards? Trading is a huge problem. Please, devs, give us more trade tokens. Don't mess up the Stardust, or I'll be making a video about that in a few months as well. Another brief thing that I would love to talk about is why this pack is kind of unhealthy, as it is right now anyway for the meta. We have rare candy, like I talked about. We have meta cards that are kind of over-centralizing. Variety is present, but it's kind of the same thing that I just talked about. You know, I draw my rare candy first, so I win because I drew my Meowscarada before you could do anything, for example. And yes, there are good non-EX decks right now. Like the one I'm going against right now, they're probably running an EX Pokemon though, but the power difference is very palpable and very, very noteworthy. Like, you can tell that there is a power difference in whatever you are currently running. For example, I am currently running Darkrai Giratina. I'm just fine, but this is an EX deck. And now I'm going to move into the corner while Zolly talks about other stuff. I think a large reason why the meta has felt lackluster as well is we've gotten some unfortunately pretty mediocre trainer cards this expansion. You know, we didn't get very many supporters. We didn't get very many items that do very much. You can make a case for like, oh, Poison Point will be good next expansion, don't worry about it. Fishing Net is good for wishy-washy, but we never had anything like, you know, Genetic Apex Blaine. We had the Mythical Island Fighting Toolbox. You know, when we got like Marshadow, we had Primeape, we had Hitmonlee. All of those cards. Marshadow was 3 diamond, but it was the smallest expansion, and it also had a special art card, so you weren't like very unlikely to get it. Pretty easy to trade for afterwards as well. You had the Fighting Toolbox upgrades from Spacetime Smackdown. We got Lucario. We got Triumphant Light Sudowoodo, who just straight up countered Arceus EX, who was the meta during that time. Spacetime Smackdown brought us a bunch of tools. It brought us Shaman. It brought us, like I said, Lucario. It brought us Manaphy, which enabled any water card. We got Magnezone, which is a whole can of worms on itself. We got Rampardos. We got Skarmory. During Triumphant Light, we got Snorlax Berry, we got Arceus, and anything really. We got good trainer cards as well, just kind of across the expansions. We got Leaf, who enabled like Druddigan, love it or hate it. That was a staple back in the day. Like I said, Blaine was very good in Genetic Apex. We also got Koga, Giovanni, Sabrina, Misty, Erica. We got so many good supporters. Not you, Kabutops. I didn't mean to click on you. You're a very nifty card, though, in my opinion. Then, you know, we got Cynthia, who's nifty. We got Volkner, who was pretty nifty. We got Dawn, who was great for stuff like Dialga. We got Cyrus, who was huge. We got Rocky Helmet, Giant Cape, Pokemon Communication. All of these fantastic cards that you did not need to draw an EX to use, and all of them were powerful enough that you didn't necessarily need an EX to take advantage of them. We got Irida, like I said, we got Barry, we got Adaman, who's alright in a pinch if you really, really want to run a steel deck. We got Iono, we got Pokecenter Lady, we got Red, we got Team Rocket Gun in Shining Revelry, not Triumphant Light. And then, like, what? We got Lily, who kind of exacerbates the rare candy problem. We got Mallow, who's good if you're running that specific deck. That's great. Guzma, I can see having more utility down the line, but right now there's no more reason to run more than, like, one of him in a deck. So we kind of got lackluster items and supporters that didn't really do a whole lot for us. One, like, noteworthy thing, I guess, is we got Rayquaza EX, but you can't get that anymore, who's pretty great with Ilima. Triumphant Light even had the issue of too many EXs in a pack, yes, but they gave out an entire free EX card, an entire deck box to go with it that you could build around and actually run that. Sure, it only came with 1 copy, but if you were pulling enough, it wasn't too hard to get a second copy of that through like Wonder Pick. And then by the time like the time point was over, you could very easily just trade for an EX. Like if you really want to run a Wugtrio deck. My point being is the game is not in a very healthy place meta-wise. And I really hope that the Ultra Beasts bring something fresh and new to the table so that people don't need to draw these EXs to compete very well. See if anything is good in my Wonder Pick. Too bad I already have that Lunala. You know what? Sure, let's go for another one. All right, get on out of here. Have a wonderful day.